4.5 years ago, that's when I first acquired my mentor for dropshipping. Now to get straight to it, ladies and gents, in this video, I want to share the 3 things that my mentor taught me to implement in my day-to-day life. Now these 3 things will certainly help you with your Shopify dropshipping business, but also with any other business venture in the future as well. Now, just a disclaimer, these 3 things that I'm going to ask you or suggest you to implement in today's video are things outside of your business, and you'll see exactly what I mean by that if you do watch the entire video. So there's no doubt in my mind that how you operate on a day-to-day basis, your daily habits and traits, is how you'll run and perform in your e-commerce business or any other business, right? Let alone climb to that first big milestone that you really want to reach. That can be hitting $1,000 a day in sales, or maybe even 6 or 7 figures in sales every single month. Trust me, all these things are possible. I genuinely believe that how you do one thing is how you do everything, right? And trust me, implementing these 3 things will reflect nothing but good outcomes and good progress for your first Shopify store and the many more to come down the line. So with that being said, let's get into my first point, and that is organization. Now, there's a lot of tiers when it comes to organization, right? But I want to cover the 2 main things. First and foremost, and this one's very, very simple, where you work is very important, right? It's kind of like your safe zone or your safe haven, and where you're kind of working the most, right? Where you're going to be printing all that money. So I personally work at my home office, and what I do recommend is wherever you guys are working, if you don't have a home office, maybe you're working on your bed. I mean, you really shouldn't be working on your bed. I really suggest not working in the same room or the same environment where you're sleeping, but if you have no choice, we all start somewhere, that's totally okay. Point is, wherever you're working, your dining room table, your family room, make sure you're organized, right? Make sure there's no clutter, there's no distractions and stuff like that going on. You wanna make sure you have a nice, clean, tidy workspace in terms of where you're actually working and spending a majority of your time at. This will really help you think more clearly, right? And like I said, there's less distractions, there's less things going on that's really calling your name. And then second of all, what I really recommend implementing is time blocks, right? This will help you stay organized in your day-to-day tasks and to-do lists. For example, I do something very simple. I'll take the notes in my iPhone, and what I'll do is I will create different time blocks, right? So right now, I'm filming my YouTube video. After that, I'll come back from the gym, and then, I'll eat dinner and I'll journal and I'll go to sleep. So this will not only help you stay organized, but more than that, it will help you stay accountable and complete your day-to-day tasks and to-do lists. My second thing to implement kind of piggybacks from the first one that I just mentioned, and that's limiting distractions. And it's okay, right? We're all guilty of this. That's how the human brain works, right? We have short attention spans by nature, but you want to make sure there's as less distractions as possible around you. The biggest ones that I can think of is obviously your phone, your computer, or your PC, and the people around you, right? Perhaps friends or family members. Something else that I used to do when I was, still building up the blocks, or even something that I still do, quite frankly, is I put my phone in a drawer somewhere that's unreachable, or I may even put it in another room. Sometimes I even used to tell my mom, my dad, or my younger cousin to change the password of my phone and to not give me my phone or to tell me the password of my phone until I finish certain amounts of work, so do what really works best for you. But honestly, I know we're all social media marketers, we're all digital marketers, and we may need our phones at times, but I can almost assure you, I can promise you that for all tasks, you will not need your phone and simply your computer. And then the other thing is, make sure you don't have, YouTube or any other social media tabs opened up, in your browser, on your computer or your laptop or whatever device that you use for your e-commerce business. You want to make sure that you strictly have every single tab, every single window open that is work related, right? Something that is useful and that you're actually working towards in order to gain an ROI, in other words, a return of investment, right? Trust me, guys, an hour or 2 of deep, pure focus work is so much more effective than working for 3, 4, 5 hours. Now, I know sometimes family members or friends can be a distraction. Again, we're all working in different environments, so I can't perhaps speak for you, but maybe go to a library or a cafe, or set certain expectations and guidelines and rules around your house with family members in order to really not bother you when you need those 2, 3, 4 hours of deep, pure focused work. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, when it comes to your phone, there's also certain apps and also certain inbuilt settings in your iPhone or Android that lock you out of certain apps when it comes to certain times of the day or a certain period. So, make sure you're actually utilizing all of these things to help you really guide your focus a little bit more. Now, to help you stay more focused and to also limit other distractions, this is something that I've really gotten into and submerged myself into the past 6 to 8 months, right? Try incense, candles. For example, I absolutely love this candle by Chesapeake Bay, Reflection Plus Clarity. I would definitely check it out. And no, I am not sponsored, but if you are watching this, feel free to holla at me. But yeah, anyway, incense, candles, aromatherapy, get a diffuser, maybe listen to some lo-fi music on your laptop, right? All these things will definitely help you hold your focus a little bit more, feel a little bit less anxious and more at ease, and really help you complete that task that you're doing at hand. Last but not least, this is the most important one, and I cannot stress that enough, and that is leveraging fear and worry. And let me exactly show y'all or tell y'all what I mean by that. What you want to do is develop a strong backbone, right? Make it your daily job to come and handle adversities and issues and challenges and bottlenecks and hindrances, right? At the end of the day, all these things are normal in business. If all these things didn't exist, then you wouldn't be growing as a person in life overall, let alone in your business. And on top of that, everyone would be doing what you're doing, right? So what I'm really saying is keep going in spite of fear and worry. Rather, you want these things to really fuel you, right? You want to make sure that these things are keeping you accountable to achieve certain milestones and certain goals, whether they be personal or business related, or maybe business related goals will be a byproduct of personal goals, such as buying a car, helping your family and friends out, so on and so forth. So essentially, analyze your fears and worries, right? Make action plans to prevent them from becoming your realities. For example, and this may relate to a lot of you guys, right? I'll use a very simple relatable example. Let's say, by the end of this year, December, you want to go ahead and, pay off a $10,000 loan for your student debt, right? In order to do that, you have to find a winning product. So you want to make sure that you're testing an ample amount of products every single week. So make sure, you're doing your product research and validation an hour a day, every single day. And, perhaps you can maybe reward yourself, right? If you do finish that every single day. And you also want to make sure perhaps you're testing 3 to 6 quality products every single week. So within 5 to 6 months, you can go ahead and potentially find that winning product, at least statistically speaking, and you can go ahead and pay off that $10,000 loan and even accomplish much more after that, right? This will really go ahead and serve as a snowball effect. So again, what I'm really saying is make yourself accountable, right? Set up action plans in terms of stuff that you have to do every single day, every single week, and every single month. I promise this will help you, but you just have to go ahead and be honest with yourself in order to really do this, right? At the end of the day, you're leveraging your fears and your worries. And how do you really know what your fears and worries are? Well, you don't want to just tackle them, right? Maybe pushing them off to the side, right? You want to make sure that you recognize these and develop action plans behind them, like I said. At the end of the day, all this will increase your chances of success because now you've implemented a game plan, you have the accountability within you, right? And I really like this quote, and it goes something like, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. I'll let you go ahead and decipher that. Comment down in the description below what it means to you at least. So overall, ladies and gents, I'm not saying that these 3 things are the magic formula to success. Knowledge, right? There is no magic formula. As Mark Cuban himself says, it takes 5 to 10 years for every overnight success, right? And different things work for everyone, right? It's always like that. But you have to make sure that you're implementing stuff every single day and making that progress. So these three things at least worked really well for me, and it's some micro changes that will develop into better and better habits over the macro period. That's what you really have to go ahead and understand at the end of the day. It does require a lot of speaking and talking to yourself and a lot of trial and error, but that's where the fun part really is. You have to make sure you're embracing it and enjoying it at the end of the day. So I really cannot thank my mentor enough. Luckily, him and I are still in touch. You know, we were once business partners, but we exited off of a e-commerce brand about a year or two ago. But honestly, I really do owe a lot to him. So Naseem, if you're watching this, thank you so much. But working with a mentor, working with someone side by side that's been in your shoes definitely helps, ladies and gents, right? It's a different thing buying a course or a program or something like that. I'm not bashing anyone who sells a course or program or any of you guys that have bought one before, but again, really making that in-person connection and being in sync with someone that's been in your shoes before, that can tell you the rights and wrongs and do's and don'ts and yes and no's, that really does make a big difference in terms of expediting your process in this e-commerce game, in this game of entrepreneurship, and really moving on to the next level with maximizing your time, energy, and of course, money. With that being said, if you are interested in working with myself one-on-one, my Ecom Masterminds Incubator Coaching Program is accepting 5 more spots for the next quarter. So I definitely recommend filling out the form in the description down below. I promise it'll only take you a minute or two to do so. Once you fill that out, I will reach out to you. We will chat. I'll get to know a little bit more about yourself and your business, and we'll take it from there. So I highly recommend applying to that if you need any guidance, you know, if you're just going in circles for the longest time and not getting anywhere, right? Because I'm here to help you. If you guys win, then I win. That's the main purpose of this channel, to deliver as much insight and value as possible and to really help you guys where there is opportunity. Other than that, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate each and every single one of you.
I appreciate that.
If you guys do have any questions, thoughts, or concerns, feel free to drop them in the comments down below, as I do reply to each and every single one of them. Make sure you guys go ahead and implement these 3 things. I am very curious as to what kind of impact they do make in your business, in your life, both short and long term. Other than that, your boy is out, and until the next one, stay safe. Peace.